Oh, hi friends. Back with part 2 of our color and chat for Coloring Heaven's World of Princesses special. And we're coloring the first lady in here, which is the 15th century princess. What was I gonna say? Oh, I only have like 25% battery on my phone, so we'll see how far I get in this color and chat before my phone dies. I might have to do a part 3 because it takes about 30% of my battery to do like a 45-minute to an hour video, like record a video. So anyway, enough jabbering on and on. So we're going to move on from marker to color pencil, and we're going to use this is my like swatch book for color pencil and stuff. We're going to use Prismacolor pencils. And we're going to try and find a color that's a little darker than her dress for the shadows. So I'm leaning towards Scarlet Lake because Carmine is too close. Yeah. So we'll use Scarlet Lake for her dress. And these are my Prismacolor pencils. And, oh, it's backwards. Or, whatever. Yeah, backwards. Okay. Scarlet Lake, Scarlet Lake. Here it is. Ta-da! I sharpened my Prismacolor pencils with an electric sharpener because the lead is so soft that when I try to use a manual sharpener, I usually break the lead. So, to save my pencils, I got a nice electric pencil sharpener, which if you're like me and you're heavy-handed with your pencils when you sharpen them, I recommend. Let me see, it's really hard to see, so let me see if I can zoom in. Is that a little better? It's kind of hard to see, I know, especially because it's kind of dark. So we're just going to go over the shadows that are already here with our pencil. Yeah, that's good. This actually could be a darker color, but I'm afraid that if it's too dark, it will stand out too much and then it'll look funny. If you hear like a whirring sound in the background, that's my fan. It's super hot, so I'm keeping my fan on so I don't die. How is everybody doing? I hope you're well. I'm not going to color right over in this area right here too much because there's a pattern right here, part of the pattern, which we are going to go over with our gold gel pen. So, like I said, we're just going to go over where the shadows are with our color pencil. The nice thing about Prismacolor pencils is you don't have to press hard to get a lot of saturated color, which is nice. Because they're so soft, they're a little bit like crayon. They're like a pretty good hybrid, in my opinion, between like a wax crayon and a colored pencil. Sorry, guys. If it's a little dark in here, I apologize. The sun went behind a cloud. Isn't that nice? Every time I start to film, like, the natural light just leaves. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. Were you trying to make a video? Oh, too bad. I think it's okay. Usually the camera does a pretty good job of making the subject you're filming seem lighter than it is in real life. But I know if I just wait like another 5 or 10 minutes, the sun's gonna come back out again, so I'm not gonna stress too much. If it's too dark when I edit it, I'll lighten it in post, as they say. Let me move it up a bit. So, for those of you who are wondering about my setup, it's very unprofessional, as you can probably imagine. I just sit on the floor, and I have a little, it's like a laptop. Like, if you look under a lap desk on Amazon, you'll find this, but it's taller than a lap desk. It also helps that I'm like 5 foot tall, so I'm a shorty, but I prefer sitting on the floor to like sitting at my desk, because it's just easier, like it's more comfortable to sit on the floor. I have a desk. It's a very nice desk, but just something about sitting on the floor, it's like a habit from childhood that's just really hard to break, you know? Plus, when I sit on the floor, like, I don't know, it's just more comfortable. What can I say? So it looks a bit weird because I'm like super zoomed in and stuff, but when you see the finished product, like from a relative distance, it'll look better. Right now it looks like a full-on Monet, as they would say on Clueless. From far away it's okay, but up close it's a big old mess. Can you see that? Okay. It's one of those days, guys. I don't know if you've ever had those days before where it's like, oh, it's a 3-cup of coffee day. Or a 2-cup of coffee day. It's funny because the coffee really doesn't do much for me, but something about drinking the coffee makes me feel like I've, you know, powered up. But in reality, it really doesn't do much for me. Because I'm still kind of sleepy and gross. Just not as much as before. Like a teeny bit less than before. I know some people get really wired from caffeine. And that's never been me. I've always been a subtly wired person. If that makes any sense. Like, it'll keep me just awake enough to where I won't be able to go to sleep, but I'm still tired. I still feel tired, that kind of thing. It happens. It's okay. It's not like I have anywhere to go. Oh, you guys. The sun left us. The sun was like, nope, sorry. Not doing what you want me to do. I know I said I was originally going to make these gold on her sleeves, but I think like looking at it, after looking at like the overall pattern on her dress that was going to be gold, I was like, her sleeves don't need to be gold too. Like this is enough. So that's why I'm coloring over it. In case you're curious. If you remember last time. I think these dresses are so pretty, but like I said before, they're so hot. Like, I'm sure they're really hot. There's like a lot of layers. So I'm not sure I'd want to be like wearing these all the time, but they are pretty. So I managed to snag one of the Hannah Diamond Art Club diamond paintings, which I'm super excited about, and it shipped and it should be here soon. I've had my eye on this Hannah Diamond Art painting for a while, so I'm glad it shipped, and I'm glad I pre-ordered it, because it said on the you know how Diamond Art Club always has limited stock because of the virus and stuff. Well, you can pre-order and it'll say, like, I think it said for this particular one it'd be available like in September, so I wasn't expecting to get it before September for sure. But oh, I got a low battery thing. I'm back. I didn't realize that the low battery thing was on, so hopefully you'll be able to see it, what I was doing. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I didn't expect to get the Hanlon Diamond Art Club painting until September because it said it wouldn't be out until September. But I ordered it at the beginning of this month, like pre-ordered, and it shipped already, and I was like, oh, okay. But there's a catch because I don't have any more containers to put the diamonds in, so I'm gonna have to wait until I have some more money to buy more containers, so I can't start working on it right away, which is fine. Okay, so we've done the shading for her dress. While we have the pencils out, we should probably shade her face and like her ruffles and stuff. So I'm going to put the pencil back in the case. And we'll look for some colors for her face. So, oh, those are just the blues. So we're looking at these colors. Let me move it over a little more. So I think let's do blush pink and pink rose and clay rose. Blush pink, pink rose. Nope, that one's out of order. Clay rose. Here it is. You know, I've never used clay rose. I've had this set since 2017 and I have not touched this color. Really. I mean, kinda, but not really. You see that? It's still like originally short, pointy. So hold on, I'm gonna sharpen this and get back to you. Okay, I'm back, guys. So we have our newly sharpened clay rose. So I think for the blush we're going to do pink rose. So there's no like, it's kind of hard to see because it's really light, probably, but we're just gonna give her a little bit of color because she looks kind of pale. And if you're like, well, that looks kind of weird, like she's sick or whatever, I'm going to go over it with light peach. So don't worry. It looks kind of weird now, but we'll blend it in, don't worry. Give her some color on her nose. And a little tiny bit on her chin. So it looks kind of funny, like she's been punched in the face, but don't worry, it'll look It'll look better once I blend it in with light peach. So there's some shading already on her lips, so I thought I'd use the clay rose to kind of shade in. And don't worry, because it's pencil, so if we mess it up, we can erase it. So don't be too heavy-handed. Because, you know, Prismacolor is saturated. And then we're going to take our pink rose again. I'm so glad we're giving our clay rose some love. Poor clay rose. I'm sorry, I have like a song stuck in my head again. And back, guys. I had to charge my phone. But, okay, so we were working on her face. And as I said before, we've got to like blend in her blush, because she looks like she's been knocked in the face. I'm just taking the clay rose and going around her lips. The sun came out again for us, so that's nice. Okay, so we need our light peach. Here it is. And we're just gonna kind of blend this in a little more so it looks, so you can't see the lines as well. You know what I mean? Just giving it a little. I tried to zoom in a little more so you could see her face a little better. One really nice thing about Prismacolors on like smoother paper is you can blend in lighter colors very well. This one's kind of giving me trouble, but it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't have to be like perfect, you know? How does it look? Does she look a little better? She doesn't look so bad. I feel like the right side's a little darker than the left side. That's okay. It's okay, princess. We still think you're beautiful. Okay, let's do her eyeshadow. So, I'm going to take the pink rose and go along right here. Because I'm not sure in the 15th century you'd have eyeshadow, but that's okay. It's our page, right? We can do what we want. Where is my eraser? Dun, 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 dun. Eraser. Oh, there it is. For those wondering, this is the Tombow Mono Zero eraser, and it is the 2.3 size, and I like this eraser a lot for coloring stuff because it just works well getting the color pencil off, and it also lasts a really long time, and you can buy refills. I've been using it for a couple years now, and it's still my favorite. I have a bigger version too, like for really big oopsies. Sometimes I think I should invest in an electric eraser because it just seems more efficient for bigger areas, but there's very rarely a time where I wish I had one, so that's why I haven't gotten one yet, because I just haven't really had a need for it enough to be like to put it on my like must-have list, you know. But I do think they're good to have too, especially if you have hand or wrist issues and can't really do like the back and forth movement a lot, you know. I know some of you are like, oh my gosh, you don't use a brush to brush away your pencil. like shavings or whatever from when you color, or like your eraser shavings, you blow on it. And I'm like, yes. It's probably a good idea to have one, but I don't know. It's okay, my hand works well. Alright. We are going to put these back where they belong. And oh, I was like, wait a minute. I'm missing a slot in here. Okay. So next, what should we do? Should we do her eyebrows and her hair and her irises? Sounds good. Let's see. Oh man. Okay. So I'm going to say, let's do chocolate and chocolate. Done. Chocolate and chocolate. Chocolate. Where are you? Is this chocolate? It is. Look how tiny. Look how tiny it is. Isn't it so cute? Alright. So let me scoop the book down a bit. Okay, so let's do her eyebrows first. We might have to, no, this works well. I was gonna say we might have to sharpen it, but it's fine. And we're going to give a little shadow to her irises. It's hard to see, I know, because it's like very close. Especially down here, but that's okay. Alright. She already looks better, right? Okay, so every once in a while, every few places, especially where there's shadows, we're gonna just make the darker parts a little darker, like on her dress. Alright, and now we're just gonna go and shade in her hair in places lightly. Oh good, you can see it in the camera. It looks more stark in the camera than it does in person, but I think it looks good. And that's what matters, right? All that matters is that you like it because it's your page. If somebody else says something negative about your coloring or your art in general, just ignore it. Sometimes people are ugly like that because they have something going on in their own lives and they're having a hard time dealing with it. They're angry. So believe me, it's not you. You're just going through a hard time. It's that old adage, you never know what people are going through, and it's true. Especially these days. People have a lot on their mind. So try to be understanding. What is your first, if you have Prismacolors, what is your first like memory or of your experience with them? Because I remember when I very first tried these, I think it was like, oh man, 8th grade? Yeah, so that was, ugh, my gosh, 21 years ago? I was like amazed. I didn't know colored pencils were this like waxy or soft, or they could be this waxy and soft. Like, my only experience with colored pencils up until then were Crayola colored pencils, which, as we know, are very hard pencils. And so I didn't know they could almost act like a crayon. And I remember being shocked by how nice they were. Alright, let's see. Are we done with the pencil? I think we are. So we can move to the gel pen parts. Yes. Oh wait, you know what? I think I'm gonna take the peach and like go on the inside of her ear right here a little bit. Can you guys see her ear? Oh yeah, okay. I'm just gonna like go on the inside of her ear with the peach. I don't know why, but when they make the little delineations on like ears like this where the folds are, I always feel like I have to like shade those in, or looks a little incomplete. Not all the time, but sometimes, you know. Ah, get out there, pencil. So stick. Alright, that looks better. Let me add a little, just a touch more pink right here. Alright, that's good. Now it looks like she has color in her ear too. Her ear doesn't look super flat. Her hands I'm gonna leave alone, and her chest right here. Okay. Let's scooch down. So I thought we could use our trusty glitter gel pens to color in the gems right here in the middle and kind of around. And I thought we'd use a blue. So we're using our Super Doodle gel pens. There's some nice blues and blue greens and all that good stuff in here. It can be hard to pick, but let's see. I'm gonna go with, this one kind of looks like a purpley blue, but yeah, I don't know if you can see that super well, but it's ever so slightly like purplish, but I don't know, I just like it. And then of course we have our Pentel Sunburst Metallic Gel Pen. This is the most fun part. We might also give her red stones. But let's just use some blue first. And then we'll do the rest red. Actually, come to think of it, should have started with her head. She's got a little jewel in her hair, but that's okay. Let me find a red really quick before I forget that I'm supposed to be adding red in the first place, which, let me tell you, happens frequently. I'm like, oh, I forgot I was going to add this color here. Okay. Alright, we got our red, which is this color, red. You know, it's got a bit of a glare on it. Like I said before, I think there are refills for these pens, but I'm not sure because I haven't ever seen refills for Super Doodle glitter pens. But the ink inside has like a unique number on it, like other gel pens that do have refills, so it makes me wonder. So if you happen to know if Super Doodle glitter gel pens have refills, let me know. Now, we're not going to go right in between right away with the gold in between the gems right here, because I'm going to let the glitter dry first. So we're just going to do all the gems first and then do all the gold. So glitter gel pens are so fun. They are my favorite gel pens. I think they're a lot of people's favorite because we love the sparkle, right? It's just, there's something about it. It's just really pleasant to look at. I see a tiny spot in between the necklace where the marker didn't get to, so I'll fix that in a minute. This one's weird because it's like one giant one right here, but not on that other side. It's really strange. I don't know. We'll color it in blue because all the other middle ones are blue. Why not? Okay. Let me go ahead and fill in that one little spot because it's driving me nuts. Hopefully this is the right marker. Oh, it is. Okay. I had two markers similar to this. So this was the Limousine marker that I used. And this is number 14, Vermilion. I sound like a game show host. 14, Vermilion. Okay. Now onto the little red gems. And then we won't forget about the one in her hair, of course. She also got like little gold. I'm gonna assume I'm making them gold beads in her hair too. That's part of that gold piece. Kind of matches this right here. Some of these like gems are more suggestions than like actual gems. That's okay. I don't even know if I'm like hitting the right spots, but it's okay. Still looks good. Okay. Now we gotta do the little area on her head up here. So since I got the red out already, I'll just do the ones around it. In the middle, right here. And then her blue in the middle, blue purplish color. Ta-da! And then of course she has like a pearl that comes down here. And I have some white like pearlescent, I have like a white pearlescent pen or whatever, brush pen. And I was debating whether or not to like use a marker and color it a light color of some sort, like a cream color, and then kind of like the same as the ruffles on her collar, and then using it so it would show up. As a matter of fact, let's do that right now, because I'll forget that I said it and forget to do it and all that jazz. It's just so the white pearlescent brush pen shows up better, so that you can tell from far away. Okay, let's see. So we need our gold pen, and this is an okay gold pen. It's not as juicy as the I thought I had scratch paper. It's not as juicy as the like Jelly Roll metallic gold, but that's just Jelly Roll. It's just really juicy in general, that brand. It's the only brand of like neon gel pens that actually work well, in my opinion. Most neon gel pens are really dry. Kind of like the only like really nice metallic. The only really nice pastel gel pens to me are the Pentel Milky Pop gel pens. The Jelly Roll has some newer like pastel colors that came out recently, but I haven't tried them yet. I'm sure they're nice too though. So she has these like tiny little beads. It's like kind of hard to see because the the metallic is going over that dark marker and stuff. But hopefully you guys are able to see it well enough. If anything, you know like what I'm trying to do for the most part. One thing about this Pentel gold metallic pen, the Sunburst, is that it does this weird thing where it skips and goes dry for I don't know, it seems to do it a lot, even when you're not going over like pencil, which in my experience the like wax or the oil from the pencil clogs up the tip of your pen, so it can skip if you go directly over pencil with it. But even if you're just going over marker, or even just by itself, it'll skip and start to dry out, so you have to kind of scribble with it to get it going again. And usually metallic gel pens don't skip like that. So I'm not sure if it's the ones I have or what, but it's not terrible, it's just noticeable enough, you know what I mean? To where like, okay, what's going on? I'm just trying to color this in. Alright, I hope you guys can see that well. Yeah, you can see it. I'm trying not to put my hand in the ones I've already done, because I made a boo-boo and I didn't start right to left like you're supposed to do if you're right-handed. So I'm trying not to put my hand in the gel pen and smear it, which has happened to me many a time. And it's so frustrating, especially like if you are super happy with how something looks, like it looks perfect to you, and then you put your big old hand in the middle of it and just smear it everywhere. That's always a fun time. Alright, I think as far as our hair goes, we have this one little area right here on the side that we can move to her dress. You guys can't see it right now, but there is a kitty cat under my table sniffing my other hand. She's like, Mom, what are you doing? Oh, speaking of smearing, hold on, let me show you. Do you guys see this? Can you see this? Little bits of red. Yep. That's okay. We're gonna color over it with our gold pen. Sometimes I'm actually glad this pen is not as juicy as the Jelly Roll Gold Metallic, because when you go over like tiny spaces, you don't want it to be too juicy or it like runs over into the other lines, you know? So it would like run over into these gems. And it can be really frustrating because you have to be even more careful than you already are being, you know what I mean? I think the first time I used the Jelly Roll Gold Metallic was on a from Zinnia's. Oh wait, what is it? Hold on. That Thomas Love Atomic book. Oh, Zimius Nova. That's what it's called. And I tried to use it on like the little, you know, the first page that's the door, the big door, and it has like the little gold embellishments on the door. I was like gonna use it on there, and I like barely touched my pen to the paper, and like all this gold ink just came like gushing out of it. And I was like, oh my gosh. It's like, it's gonna get everywhere. But it was okay. I was actually kind of impressed. Okay, so we did her necklace. It looks kind of funny in the camera, but I don't know if you can see that. Good, I hope you can. So we're gonna do the rest of her jewelry with our gold pen. So shouldn't take us too long. How does it look so far? Does it look regal? I wish I had some more like overhead natural light so you could see more of the metallic shine. I have been wanting to finish this page for a couple days now, and I've just been looking at it like I really should get out my camera and finish coloring this and see what I mean about it going kind of dry. I don't know if you can tell, but it's getting a little dry. Anyway, I was thinking I really should, you know, get my camera out and finish coloring this, and it's one of those things where you look at it and you're like, tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes and you're like, I'll do it tomorrow. And then before you know it, it's been about a week and you're like, oh no. Probably like, where's the other part to the color in chat? I don't want to like make a video unless I want to, because I don't want it to feel, you know, like I don't want it to feel forced or whatever. So I'm trying not to like push myself to make videos when I'm not into it, because then it comes across on the camera where you're like, hello, I'm here. And that's kind of a bummer to hear, so. I watched a Goofy movie on Disney Plus, and I haven't seen that movie since I was a kid. And if you haven't seen a Goofy movie before, it's a really good movie. It's like one of my favorite Disney movies for sure. It's got some really funny parts and really heartwarming parts and really catchy music. Like there's a pop star in the movie named Powerline, and he has these two really catchy songs in the movie, and they are both like stuck in my head, just looping over and over again. And it doesn't help to like listen to the song, because then it just gets even more stuck into my head. There's a little spot right here that I'll put more marker on later. Sometimes you only catch certain things whenever you finally get really close to the page and start doing like the little details. You're like, oh, I missed that little spot. To go over it. Or sometimes you just completely miss it and you happen to look at it like months or even years later, and you're like, oh wow, I forgot to color that whole section. That's happened to me before, for sure. Alright, let me go ahead and fix that this little area right here that I need to put some more marker on. Okay. I think I'm gonna call it quits for now because let's see, what time do we have on here? It is, oh yeah, it's been a while, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop right here, and then we will continue on to part 3. So I'll see you guys in part 3. Bye.